Hello, trading is closed on October 25th, 2023. As always, we'll start with our disclaimer. We'll go over our calls. We'll make some predictions. It's my trading plan for tomorrow, October 26th, 2023. Remember, I can be completely wrong. Trade at your own risk. Look for the pattern with the early low, which is this. Tomorrow should also have the early low. Pattern features an early low, late high, decline in the middle of the day. Normally it's a bullish pattern, but when there's early weakness and the pattern is negative instead, bearish instead, should lead to more weakness. Doesn't mean we have to close lower, but in general this pattern leads to more weakness regardless of where we close. This is what we said. One thing that would kill the idea would be to gap and promptly overtake the high of the day, not this high, yesterday's close. We have to take it out in pretty much a straight line. I guess stranger things have happened, but that looks like a pretty tall order to me. We get to close another target off the list. This target's almost 5 months old. 41.8543, but the market never forgets the number. This red line shows support at just under the price. This green line is an old FOMC announcement price. Those numbers stick around for months. MEJT does believe this last drop gives us a target of 41.9732, most likely to print tomorrow. I'm taking all higher targets with a grain of salt. This is pretty weak action. We'll put it down here. We'll say it might fail, but that's the target if we don't get down smartly. And since futures are already down smartly, gapping down smartly is certainly entirely possible. Is there any chance of a rally from here? Well, I have to say there's a chance. We dropped all day, closed over all these intraday lows, so the last few hours we didn't make any progress. If that's maintained, and I'm not saying it will be, that's a positive pattern. This pattern looks more and more like this is going to be an ABC and not a 1, 2, 3, but until we overlap wave 1, I can't completely rule it out. We have a Fibonacci pullback of the last rally right on the nose. Often that'll give some support. And on the move down here, if this is a wave magenta 4, and that's a C would be 78.6%. So that's some Fibonacci support, but that's not the important one. The important one is wave 4 is often equal to wave 2 in terms of price or in terms of time. This is the price range of wave 2. Pretty much equal. Let's try this again. It's there. It's really equal. 4 and 2 are equal right at this low. So if a miracle happens and we ignore all this overnight drop, and if we get a huge rally right from the open, wave 4 would be equal to wave 2. We'd have a Fibonacci retrace close enough to our TD-ST support lines, only 15 points away from the 41.66 target, and you'd have wave balance. And so if we take off from the word go, you could explain it. You could say, there, it's perfect. I just don't see that happening. But I mean, I can be wrong. I just don't see the kind of capitulation I would see at the bottom. The only way I can make this work as a low is if it's an ending diagonal triangle. A, B, C, D, E. If that's an ending diagonal triangle, you would take off. It targets the origin here. And, stranger things have happened. I'm just not convinced. I think it's pretty weak action. This is one of the places where you could look for a pullback, but it would have to be some kind of a miracle, I think, to erase this right here. But if we stop right here, then after the fact, I can explain it. Signals are mixed. Tomorrow's pattern has the early low regardless of where we open. It's negative. Today's normally bullish pattern wasn't. Should lead to lower prices tomorrow regardless of where we close. Only gapping and promptly overtaking today's high invalidates the pattern. It is bullish. There's a higher MEJT target, and the day-long decline couldn't manage a close under intraday lows. We're close to the 41.66 cash support area we mentioned a while ago, and if, underline if, we bottom here, we have a wave 2 equal to wave 4, and a fib pullback of the rally, just right from the textbook. There's wave balance at the low of day, but it would pretty much take an interpretation of today's action as an ending diagonal triangle to make the count work on a smaller time frame. Futures are already down smartly. I don't think the ending diagonal triangle is clear enough for me to go along with it. Not saying it isn't, I just don't think it's a clear enough pattern for it. I think we're going lower regardless of what happens tomorrow, but if a strong rally were to begin here, I could explain it after the fact. I want to stress I'm not expecting that to happen. This looks pretty weak to me, but if a miracle happens tomorrow, we have a higher target, we have wave 4 equal to wave 2, we have the fib retrace. If we can erase the overnight lows, overnight tank, and rally in a straight line from here, I would scratch my head, but I'd have to believe it. I'm not expecting that, but you never know. Tomorrow's pattern has the early low, and that's today's call.